Am I blinding myself to the truth about him? Long story, need advice. Met a guy on social media last April. I had went through a divorce and wasn't actively looking for love or a man. He came onto my live, and before I knew it, we became friends, which blossomed very quickly into a distance relationship. We kept it to ourselves. For a good while, I had to be sure we talked every day. And eventually, I got on a flight to fly down the country to meet with him. All went better than I ever imagined. It was a dream I never thought could happen to me. I visited many more times before he asked me to move to be with him. I put all my stuff in a storage locker. I moved across the country to come live with him. Met his family, friends, etc. Something was telling me, like that gut instinct, there is something up. I seen on his socials. He has a following list of mainly all these females. He went to his home country for an operation. I stayed behind for 3 weeks helping out with his home renting to guests. I was really lonely, but I knew he needed this operation. I then followed on a flight after the 3 weeks to have a holiday with him. One night, for the first time over a year of us dating, I checked his phone when he was sleeping and uncovered a lot. He was seeing a married woman before he was with me and carried that affair on until end of September. He went on holidays with her and her kids all over, whilst her husband was back home working to pay for their holidays. He still doesn't know of the affair. He then met up with friends, and a pic of him sat with them, and a girl sat on his lap was on his phone days before my birthday in February. He said he was at work. I seen him messaging asking woman to meet up when I was looking after his flat when he was getting his operation. I seen Tinder profiles he sent back and forth to his other cheating male friend. I seen he met up with a married woman he worked with a couple weeks before we dated and had non-protective intercourse with her a few times. On him waking up and me confronting him, he lost his head and attacked me. I was in a foreign country. I left for a bit during the night and came back. We talked and worked through it, me giving him the benefit of doubt. Since being back there has been many arguments about random stuff. He attacked me a further 2 times, and he said he's sorry. It's because he can't ever imagine me leaving him. He has turned his location off, his friends lists on all socials. He has turned off the active button to hide when he is active online. He has also made notifications on his phone private. He is so protective over his phone, he wakes up really early, and I hear him with my eyes closed type on his phone. Then he quickly goes to the toilet for like 40 minutes. I don't hear no sounds from the toilet. Then he comes out quietly, stands in the hallway for a few minutes before returning. The other day I said, "Show me your phone." He got angry. I said, "You promised I can see your phone when I ask, as long as I don't do it when you're sleeping." He gave me it angrily, but I couldn't really check because he was literally watching me like a hawk. The other night he finishes work at 4 a.m. I stayed awake for him to surprise him, and I heard him arrive in the street. As I know his cough, I peeked out the window. I was going to say hey, but I quickly seen him standing and texting before he came in the house a further 5 minutes later. When I'm around, he is always glancing over at his phone if he left it in the room with me, or he quickly rushes back. I was in a 13 years abusive relationship, marriage I got out of eventually. He knows this. Am I overthinking everything, or do you think he's still hiding stuff? I feel paranoid. I also spent pound 20K in 6 months because he hasn't really had money and left with 10K now, and feel slightly panicked and sick as that was my divorce settlement and all the money I had to my name.